you Okay. 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 There we go. 5, 4, 3. That's easy. 5. Yeah. Two. Okay. Did it. Square numbers. Holy shit. Oh, big rain. It's so cool. Boom, boom. Okay. Puzzle B. Four. Can. Got that. That, so. Two. To be in it. It's two. There we go. W. 5, 6, 7. 5. Squared 5. Thinking. Two, three. Okay, so this is all solved. So this 2, 3. Okay. 2, 3. 3. Okay, yeah, that's how it works. There you go. So out. How could this work? 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. So no matter what, the corner. For this has to be in it. It's out. This is out. This is in. This is out. This is out. These are out. This is out. Nice. In. 5, 2. We did it. This is fun. Wait, no, that's wrong. Okay. It's 5 wide. Guess we can get this done with. This also means that all of these but it's fine. Okay. And I can also break these, I believe. Yep. This is gonna become a pain in the ass, isn't it? Oh, it's a key. 1. 1. 2. Oh, it's a break. funny. Okay. Let's deal with this. Okay. Could be anywhere. 2, 3, 4. Right. All out. I'm pretty sure the only way this works is one here, one here. If you have one here, then it's broken. Yep. Bye bye. And there's nothing again to the answer for this? Oh yeah, of course. It's a faucet. One chance challenge. Ah, why is it so laggy? Okay. Well, that works. 1, 2. Break. Rose first. Do it. And all of this is out. 3. So, I what this one will be in it. Ba-da-bum-ba-ba. Ba-da-bum-ba. This is pretty sour, please. I think no matter what, this one will be in, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, yeah. Okay. Let's work with this. And now we can fill in all the ones. Ba-da-bum-ba. And now we can work on this. This is also one of them. Cannot be it. Has to be this one. There we go. Over. And now, goodbye. Nice. Now we got puzzles that we can't solve without epic techniques. Look at that. Oh, that's so cute.
One v one me in voice chat, noob.
Hi, newbie. How you doing?
Hello.
Nice greeting.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I just looked over a bunch of fees on my credit card, and I may have been defrauded for the tune of about $1,000 over the course of a month.
Oh
So
shit, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Fortunately, it's a credit card, so you should be able to get it back, right?
Yeah, it's within. I just checked, and like, if I had like not looked at the charges for one more month, it would have been past the chargeback period.
Damn.
So yeah.
Let me go check my charges, see if there's anything up.
Yeah, no, like I first noticed it was fucked up because I saw like Safeway gas, and it was like $125, and my tank can only fit about like $40 worth of gas.
Damn.
So it's almost definitely fraud. And then there was like a bunch of charges at Dave's and Buster's. That may have been me, but I don't remember.
Not remembering?
I don't remember, but it's highly unlikely it was me because I was playing Slay the Spire until very, very, very late the day before.
Oh, okay.
So
I
like,
probably didn't make any purchases.
Yeah, because like if I like know I have a social event coming up next day, I will like try to go to sleep early.
Uh-huh.
And that's like not commiserate with like I wouldn't go to Dave and Buster's on my own. Or if I did, I would fucking remember it, right? Like yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, no way.
Yeah, I just checked mine and everything's good, so no panicking.
Yeah. It actually would be super fucking simple to like do fraud on me. Just like order a bunch of fucking DoorDash and I will not notice. Like, yeah. I need to stop.
Oh man. Yeah, I'd probably notice. Because I track every single purchase I make, because I'm neurotic like that.
That's good. I used to do that, especially when I was like a grad student, but like there's something about my job which just fucking exhausts me and makes me unable to do things.
What do you work at?
I work at a startup.
You work on what?
I work at a startup.
Oh, okay.
As a web developer.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know about cool, but
so it stresses you out?
It's not that it stresses me out, it's that like some part of my brain is used, which like makes me unable to do stuff like paperwork or like self-study. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like, yeah. Like I already have like a very, very, very low low mental energy disposition. Like even if I'm like unemployed or whatever, I can only do like things that I want to do for a couple hours per day. But like I'm down to basically 0 hours per day right now.
Oh,
and it fucking sucks. Yeah.
You know, that sounds like a dream, but going to work every single day just to do no work on anything, that sounds pretty terrible.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think I could have done a lot better, but like I look at my coworkers and I'm like, yeah, these guys are spending more time typing, but like it's no good. That's what I think.
to fill the quota.
It's not to fill a quota. It's just like it feels that everyone else is much more obsessed with like doing things rather than doing the right thing. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Like,
Seems like that happens in a bunch of workplaces.
yeah, and to point out, like, I think they're wrong, but like not extremely wrong.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Which is
makes
sort
sense.
of the most annoying part, actually. Like,
Yeah, every time people talk about their jobs, it's like,
I think my job's pretty good. It's not the best, but it like in terms of what I know about like how jobs are in general, it's very good. Like, I don't have to worry about like my coworkers backstabbing me to my manager. I don't have to worry about like my manager firing me for a bad reason.
yeah, that's definitely, it
Like,
feels good.
yeah, like I and like as far as I know, I've like measurably moved the needle on like my company's like sales cycle, which is like not something most people can say about their jobs, I don't think.
Uh-huh, makes sense.
Like, I can say that like yes, if I didn't exist, I would not have earned this much money for my company. Like, yeah.
Oh, that's a good
I can
feeling.
like point to the deals where I'm like, yeah, this feature that I built was a factor. I don't know how much of a factor, but like, yeah,
It was a factor. And that's all that
yeah, it was a,
matters.
yeah. And like, I'm running support, and I know this because I'm running support for the companies which are using it.
Oh,
So like, yeah, like,
yep, makes sense.
also part of it is that like I also exercise.
Like workout?
Yeah, so like by the time I get home, it's like 9 p.m. or something like that, and I'm exhausted from weightlifting. So,
Yeah, definitely.
and like before you say something like, "Oh, newbie, why don't you like stop weightlifting?" I have zero energy on the weekends if I don't weightlift.
Oh, when you're
Like,
used to
yeah,
it starts becoming a necessity.
yeah, like it's like I've had break weeks and I do not get more energy. Like, yeah. Like, I'm actually pretty sure it produces more energy than it takes away right
I think
now.
so, yeah, right? Because you get
Yeah.
used to doing exercise and then you start missing it when you don't. You feel terrible, feel like shit.
Oh no, I feel like shit even without the exercise. Like even before I start exercising, I just feel like shit in general. Like,
Yeah, so when you do it, your body starts like uh feeling better because you're used to it.
yeah. I don't think it's a matter of use. It's just that exercise is objectively good, quote unquote.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, it's just that when you don't do exercise, you think you only think of the time when you're exercising, like, oh, it's taking up time. Oh, I have to commute. Oh, I'll be tired. But you don't think about like the benefits.
The problem with exercise for me is that I end up quitting after a while and then starting back up. Such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, for me, like, weightlifting was super easy to do because it's like you're always making progress, right?
Yeah.
And you don't feel the bad kind of tired, which is like how to put it. There's like the tiredness which makes you like sleepy and pant,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
And there's a tiredness which is like I'm tired in like my bones or my muscles and it's sore.
Oh yeah.
The
I know
latter
what you
one
mean.
feels super. No, the latter one actually feels super good
Yeah, I know what you
because
mean.
it's like, yeah,
Yeah, maybe I'll get used to exercising when that feeling starts feeling good instead of like I want to die. Just get it off
oh,
me.
are you doing cardio? Because cardio makes me feel like I want to die.
No, I do basic strength exercises with my
I
own body
see.
weight. So every time I'm
Oh,
done, it feels like shit and I don't want to do it again.
no, that's I think that's closer to cardio than it is to like intensive weightlifting.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never done
because like
weightlifting, so.
yeah, like weightlifting is more like for about 5 seconds you want to die,
Oh,
and then and then you get out from under the bar and you're like, oh, I did that. Okay. Well, yeah.
Definitely
Like,
cool.
yeah. Like, that's the reason, basically. Like, the amount of time I'm actually spending, like, under lots of strain is objectively speaking, not that high. I probably only, like, am under, like, extreme duress for, like, about, like, maybe 15 minutes of a 1 hour exercise, something like that.
I see.
Right? But,
It's
like,
not
the
like
stuff in...
it's not like when
Yeah.
you're done, it feels like shit. Like when you do
Yeah.
cardio or
Yeah,
strength
yeah.
training. Makes
Yes,
sense.
that is a... Yeah, yeah. Like, I'm picking this not because I think it's, like, optimal exercise, it's, like, the one type I will do. Because if I do cardio, I will be like, I am dying for 20 minutes, and then...
Yeah, I know. It feels like shit.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
I really
at the
should.
end...
I really start to get used to it this summer since I don't have anything to do. Just try to force it into my body.
Mm-hmm. See, like, I've learned that if you try to... For me, at least, because I have so little, like, ability to make myself do things, I have to do things which are, like, I know I can sustain for the long term.
Uh-huh.
Like, I have to not hate it during the activity.
Yep. I know how that feels.
Yep.
Sometimes I
And
force
yeah.
myself to do things I don't enjoy, and then I always end up quitting. And I'm like, why can't I just do it? It's because I don't
Well,
want
the
to do it.
answer... Yep. And what's really annoying is that there's, like, a spectrum of people who actually do have, like the willpower muscle or whatever, who, like, can force themselves to do things until it becomes a habit. And, yep.
Yep. Those people are successful people.
I wouldn't necessarily say so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, here's the thing, though. Like, whenever I see someone who's, like, really, really good at getting their shit together, right, oftentimes they just care about things that don't matter. Like, yes, you have done very well at being good at cardio or whatever, right? That is not going to extend your life.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, like, yes, you are very good at these tasks. Those are not important. Like, there seems to be some sort of trade-off between, like, ability to analyze what matters and, like...
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
And, like, actually being able to do it. Like, forcing yourself to do it.
Yeah. Like, in theory, this comes out as, like, do you know about the big 5 personality traits? Okay. Basically, like some time ago, I don't know exactly when, a bunch of psychology researchers like pulled data, and then they noticed, wait a fucking second, there's like a bunch of people who answer a bunch of similar questions on surveys that we did for unrelated things, who we can cluster together, and who all have similar life outcomes.
Oh wow.
And basically this becomes like the big 5 personality groups, right?
Uh-huh.
Which is something like extroversion, introversion, openness to experience versus likes doing things that they already do. There is agreeableness versus disagreeableness. There is mental stability versus neuroticism, and then there's conscientiousness versus, I guess, laziness.
Okay.
And basically, like, these are not entirely orthogonal to each other, as in, like, if you know, it's not true that if you know someone who's extroverted, you can say that they, it is true that you can, if you know someone's extroverted, you can say they're probably open to lots of, they're more likely to be open to lots of new experiences, right? And if they're introverted, they tend to be more disagreeable, I think, and or neurotic. I don't know. I don't remember which one it is. But to point out, like, considering it's a spectrum, it's not obvious to me that anything like you can say that that being like more conscientious is definitely more good for you, right? Because I think if you're more conscientious, you tend to be less open to new experiences.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the like anti-correlation is. I just know that there's some negative relationship between them, right? So it's entirely possible that like if you are conscientious, you tend to get locked into what your parents told you to do early on, or like you tend to conform more often rather than exploring what's actually good for you, for example.
Yeah.
Like, not that this has been verified by research. Yeah.
No, it makes sense because you follow what you think is right, and then you kind of become close-minded in that sense.
Yes, exactly. Like, here's one of the problems of talking about it this way. Like, the psychologists are trying really, really hard to not make any value judgments when they talk about these personality traits. And so it's really hard to actually say to like see if like traits are good, quote unquote, or bad, because like the problem with a lot of the other like personality trait things like the Myers-Briggs or whatever is that they like try to make value judgments, and then it becomes really hard to like analyze stuff because people try to answer what they think is like good rather than what they actually are.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, by the way, all of the objections you can level against Myers-Briggs, you cannot really level against Big Five. For example, like Myers-Briggs, it turns out that if you like test someone again using Myers-Briggs, like they'll just straight up have different personality types according to Myers-Briggs.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. There's no retest consistency. It tends, in general, I think with how the Myers-Briggs like thing is like structured, you are it basically asks you, what are you doing for your job right now? Like, as in, like you can predict people how good like what Myers-Briggs seems to predict is like what job you have right now, rather than like some sort of permanent like.
So like your temporary state of mind or state of personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Like right now, when you're taking this test, what kind of person are you?
Yeah, because they'll ask you like questions such as like, what do you do a lot right now? Like do you think about analytical things a lot recently? So like, yeah, like I'm not saying this is exactly on like Myers-Briggs. It probably isn't. It's just that like that's like sort of the mistake that ends up doing.
Yeah.
Right. And like also, if you look at the Big Five personality tests, they're all sort of bad because they'll ask you things like, are you do you think you're hardworking relative to your like coworkers or whatever, right? And like that's obviously not great because like for example, like if you have imposter syndrome, you'll say, no, I don't work very hard compared to everyone else.
Imposter syndrome?
I guess it's really popular around tech circles. It's like basically you think that you're faking it, and at any moment someone will find out like that you don't belong in the place.
Oh.
Right. So like it's like, oh no, I got hired for this job, but when are they gonna find out that I know fucking nothing about doing my job?
Yep.
Right.
I understand that.
And then fire me. Like it's like feeling like a fraud.
Yeah.
It's not, as far as I can tell, this isn't like like an officially documented psychological phenomenon. Like lots of people like talking about it, but I don't remember any like
objections,
research, like actual research on this topic. So yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Not to say that it isn't real. It's just that like this is something that like people talk about, and it's like veracity is questioned. Is like not like as true as the Big Five stuff I was talking to you about earlier. Like,
definitely sounds like something that exists in the real world.
Yeah, I agree. But it's like it's hard to like make conclusions about it with like the force of science.
Yeah.
Essentially, like the force of observation. Like for example, I could say things such as like, if you're more extra for each like sort of point, quote unquote, of extroversion or whatever, it's correlated with like a like 2 percentage point like salary increase or something like that. Like that's a statement I can make
Oh
about
wow.
Big Five. Yeah, like by the way, conscientiousness only increases your salary by like a little bit,
Interesting.
which is like not what I would expect at all, right?
Yeah, I know. I
And
know, right?
and I think neuroticism hurts your chances of having a good salary a lot, which is like okay, fair.
Yeah, that will make
Like
sense.
yeah, like the one which says that like conscientiousness does not raise your salary a lot, like is like the super confusing one, right? Yeah.
Well, if you're overly conscious about what you're supposed to do, maybe you're not thinking about.
You're not innovating, yeah. Like there could be other things. Like if you're conscientious, maybe you are more disagreeable or something like that. So when I say okay, so in Big Five, when we talk about disagreeability, it's not like are you an asshole or not. It's like if someone says like here's a plan, okay, how likely are you to go along with it without saying anything? For example,
Ah,
yeah. It doesn't mean like being an asshole. It means like how likely are you to not be like socially in tune with everyone else, right?
yeah.
And like I may be butchering this because like even though it's called Big Five, um, basically they discovered subclusters in terms of questions, right? Like for example, conscientiousness isn't just about like how well you can force yourself to do things. It's also about like um, when you're doing a task, how long can you concentrate on it, right?
Uh
Which is like calm immediately left because it wasn't.
huh.
Yeah. That's right. It's like psychology. Um,
It's
yeah.
fine.
So like, I'm not actually sure if like what I'm talking about the disagreeableness is the entire thing, or if I'm talking about like a sub section of it. But yeah, like
So being able to, or like having the tendency to agree with a plan without saying anything, even though you don't actually think it's the best course of action.
yeah, maybe it's not even like you don't actually think it's the best course of action. It might be something like, um, you say, oh, like the boss thought of it, so it's probably okay.
Oh, I see.
Is like the type of person who we would classify as like agreeable, right? But like I'm pretty sure both of us are fairly disagreed because we think like we actually think there's a problem but there isn't, right? Because we always think the way we think. I think the type of person that's in like DT3 or like Darakuen or whatever is probably like we'll always like think of something to nitpick because it's about like how do we make the best possible plan, right?
True.
Yeah, it's like it's not about like we want to knock someone down a peg. It's like we want the plan to be good. It's not about like the person, right? Whereas someone who's more agreeable, it might be more about like maintaining social harmony rather than about like the quality of the plan,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
I feel like that when I play Final Fantasy XIV and someone has a very damn strategy and I just can't shut up about
yeah,
how we should not do it.
yeah. And like
Yeah.
to you, it's not about like the person is bad. It's like you are a good person, and therefore you don't deserve the bad strategy that you're doing now. Is sort of my mentality when it comes to this sort of thing.
Yeah. Because I
Like
don't. Yeah, I don't want to waste time doing something that doesn't work. But
exactly.
I also
Whereas like
I also gotta
yeah,
think about like, am I gonna upset this person if I tell him his strat sucks?
yes.
Which I
Whereas
usually
like
don't.
an agreeable person wouldn't even think like this track sucks. It's like oh, I guess we'll wipe.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like yeah. It's like but wiping's fun or something like that. Is like the type of mentality that they would bring.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like you know the virgin agreeabler versus the Chad. Yeah, whatever. Like,
Well,
but like
in the game's case, I think the agreeable person really is the better player. Since
yeah, it really depends. Like anyway, my favorite part is that there's like a word cloud of like Facebook people like like they did like an analysis of like people's personality types versus their versus what they post on their Facebook wall, and they did like a word cloud, right?
Uh-huh.
And like I believe the biggest fucking correlation between any personality trait and any word, okay, is anime with introversion.
Okay.
Like it was bigger than party with extroversion or like drunk or like yes, it was like twice as big or something like that. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, I do not want to be called out like this. Was
it makes sense.
yeah.
It's funny because it makes sense.
I don't know if it I would not have predicted that like anime was a bigger predictor for introversion than drunk or party would be for extroversion.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like
To be fair, I guess you could be an extrovert and still be forced into these situations, but if you're not an introvert, then you're probably not going to spend a lot of your time watching anime because it's such a niche.
no, it's not watching
interest.
anime. It's like posting on your Facebook wall about it,
Oh,
which is like the surprising thing.
being
Like,
into
wait,
anime, I
introverts
guess.
pursed enough so that we can make this correlation. Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. It was. I can't believe I'm called out. Like you would call me out like this, Facebook or social science or whatever.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, no, that's like there's like here's the thing, like basically 90% of like social science you read in like news articles and stuff like that is probably false.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there's like two reasons for that. One like abstract, one like very concrete. Right? The abstract reason is basically like that news articles like talking about like interesting stuff. Not like well verified stuff.
Yeah.
And so like interesting stuff is going to be stuff like stereotype threat and like other stuff like that, right?
Uh-huh.
And so the thing is that the news article first doesn't actually talk to the scientists or read the paper. They talk to the press release office of the university, whose entire job is the hype shit up. So like by the time it gets down to like a news article form, it's like basically like not true.
Yeah, it makes sense because there's so much editing going on to make it sound interesting that falsity starts slipping in.
Yeah. Like for example, like it might be something like women who were told stuff before a test would make has their test score decrease by like 3 points. We're pretty sure it's not due to random chance, but like it's not a huge point difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead turns into something like science proves that talking to women about math discourages them and makes them get bad grades. Yeah. And that's like the abstract reason. The more specific reason is the people. Recently we have caught a bunch of social scientists making shit up. Right? And almost all of them have had a hand in publishing a bunch of news articles, by the way. Like, there's a guy called Brian Wansink, right? You may not have heard his name, but you almost definitely have heard of like his ideas, which is stuff like if you put stickers on like fruits, or like you put the salad bar in front of the junk food place, children will eat healthy. Right, like power of positive thinking and dieting, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know, have you like heard of this sort of like trend?
No, but I think that's something that could be said, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, it turns out that like he didn't quite make up the data, right? But he did this thing called p-hacking, which is like, how do I put it? Like, let's say you collect 1,000 pieces of data points, right?
Uh-huh.
And then it's like the dots are like spread out all randomly and stuff like that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can't like if you draw a line through it, like it's basically flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So how do you create a line which goes up? Right? That's the question. And the answer is that you can slice and dice your data. So maybe you discover that my medicine doesn't work on anyone, right? But aha, what about Hispanic women who are between the ages of 27 and 28 who are also drinking milk during that time period? Oh, look, I get like 20 dots, and they show me a line that goes upwards. There's definitely an effect in this demographic. Yes, p hacking.
Okay.
That's like basically what he did. Like he would get like a bunch of data which says like fucking nothing. Right? And then he would say, "Well, we spent all this money to like this is like the a paraphrase of like an email he sent. It's like, well, we spent a lot of money to do this study, and there definitely is something in here. I want you to look harder for data. I know you can do it."
Well,
Yeah, and the best fucking part of this saga is that like he criticized the joy of cooking, which is like sort of like your mom's cookbook or whatever. It's like this really old timey like classic of like this is how you would do how would you go from like completely noob chef to like halfway competent one, and it's all about like comfort foods which are easy to make, right?
Yeah.
He wrote an article talking shit about it, and then like I don't know if it's the fan base or like the foundation, they went and they double checked his data, and they discovered he was full of shit.
damn.
And then BuzzFeed got hold of this, and it basically spiraled out from there.
Who got hold of that?
BuzzFeed.
Oh, BuzzFeed.
Yeah, like to point out, like BuzzFeed, it's got the stupid fucking GIF division, and it's got the serious journalism division. And like their serious journalism division, as far as I've seen, is like actually super good. Like, yeah.
All I know about BuzzFeed is memes.
Yeah, like no, like the memes portion I think is garbage, but like their plan is basically to like they earn the money via the meme stuff, right? And then they can use that to fund the good journalism instead of like the New York, like a lot of other like news media basically does like they memify their serious stuff instead of like sectioning it off. And by memify, I mean they like try to come up with like clickbait, much more clickbaity headlines, and like they try to get people outraged much more often.
Right.
Is my
Well, that's the business model, isn't it?
It is, but like it's not. It is, but like I don't know how much you can. It doesn't seem to me to be the only business model. Yeah, and it's not clear to me how they can like do better.
True. How do you do better?
I can't because like when people go to news, they don't want anything that's true.
Yeah.
Like how do I put it? Like the main purpose of news is social validation.
Right. Makes sense.
Like if you look at what people actually pay for, right?
Right. Also, having social networks like Facebook and Twitter be your own customized news outlet where you hear what you want to hear.
Yeah, this is why like I just don't believe people when they say that like Facebook is like when people say shit like Facebook is like fake news or whatever.
Fake news?
Yeah.
What do you mean, fake news?
Not like fake news, but like everyone. It's not like they are fake news so much as like how do I put it? Like, okay, I guess you're really out of the political loop.
Yeah.
Which is good, by the way. But basically, like, there was like a Russian like like I guess government arm, sort of. Question mark. Which like basically bought ads on Facebook, which are like not like good, right? Like they would say stuff like which basically says like things which are as controversial as possible.
Oh.
Right? And then like the Western news media basically thinks that means like democracy was subverted.
The what was subverted?
Democracy was subverted.
Oh.
Because Trump won. Like,
wow.
I mean, like, yeah, like because like some Russian people bought misleading ads on Facebook once in the lead up to the election. And anyway, like to point out, like the places which caused Trump to win was like the reason why Trump won was basically because like rural, like white people voted as if they were a minority group, right? If you like look at like voting patterns, right? Minority groups vote much better as a bloc than white people do, right? And then Trump got them to come out in numbers as if they were a minority group instead of white people.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
Yeah, and also like the news media still, as far as I can tell, most people in the news media refuse to acknowledge this. Right? Maybe they have, and I just haven't seen it. But like they refuse to acknowledge that basically some of their political narratives were basically false, like polling narratives, such as like there was a tri-state region of like Illinois, Wisconsin, and something else, which has been consistently blue every single time for the last like 20 years or so, right? But every single time when they actually are blue, it's by like tiny fucking margins, right? So what happens is that people call it like the blue wall states, as in like they thought that those would always be blue, as in like if they ever flip red, something has gone wrong in politics. When in reality, like they've just consistently won, like by very narrow margins in those areas, right?
Oh yeah, because the way voting works,
yes,
you vote for the whole state just
yes.
either says okay I'm blue or okay I'm red, and then it doesn't matter what actual percentage of people voted for
exactly. And aside from that, basically in the lead up to the elections, the Democrats, I mean the people who are like on the left, did not take polling error into account.
What?
Polling error.
Oh, polling error.
Yeah, like they just assume that if the polls say like this number of people would vote for like Trump or Hillary Clinton, that's like the exact percentage point basis on which they would win, right? And so like Trump's victory over Hillary Clinton, like the polling error miss was like smaller than the polling error during the year that Obama won in 2000 in 2008 12.
Oh
yeah, 2008. Wait, 2012. Yes,
one of those.
yeah like no, the one versus Romney.
Oh, don't remember.
Right.
I wasn't even here. I was back in Spain.
Yeah, but like that's not a thing, basically.
So I kind of think that the polling error being...
They thought it was like enemy action, basically. They thought it was like...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like, it's definitely someone came in and subverted our democracy and not we're fucking incompetent at statistics. Yeah.
It's funny.
Like... Yeah, like... So God, I'm just so fucking like mad at that. Like on the eve of the election, like people were complaining at like Nate Silver, who is like this really nerdy statistics guy, right? Because Nate Silver basically said, "Oh, Trump has has a 70%, 30% chance of winning, right?
Uh-huh.
And then and everyone else will say like 99% chance Hillary Clinton wins, or like 1% chance for Trump, or like 0.5% chance for Trump, right?
Yeah.
And they were all complaining about Nate Silver, like, oh, you just want it to seem close, even though like this election's locked in. Like during like the week leading up to the election, they were like complaining repeatedly that Nate Silver was basically like lying to make the race seem closer than it actually was.
Who's that guy?
Nate Silver,
Yeah.
he basically uses statistical models to try to predict the chance of someone winning a election.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like he came from like baseball sabermetrics essentially.
So I guess that guy predicted Trump had a very low chance of winning.
No, he predicted that Trump would have a much higher percent chance of winning than everyone else.
Oh.
Everyone else predicted like 0.5% chance of Trump winning, 1%, or like 5%. Because they didn't take polling error into account. Once again. So like they were complaining that Nate Silver was, by the way, internally in Trump's internal team also said about 30%. Like, anyway, now people are complaining that Nate Silver was wrong for not predicting that Trump would win, which is like, what the fuck, guys? Like, anyway, I'm not even mad about like I'm not like mad about like the media like for getting this wrong. It's just that like they're just stupid. Like they don't know what good evidence is.
I can tell you. Have thought about this.
What?
I can tell you have thought about this.
Yeah. Like honestly, I think if you care about the world, you're much better off reading a textbook of some sort.
I don't really like following politics because
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't really affect me.
I mean, like, it doesn't. Like, objectively speaking, like, and this is why, like, basically politics is bad. It doesn't affect you. Like, it's bad for two separate reasons why it doesn't affect you, right? Like, if you vote for a bad policy, like, your vote basically doesn't matter. So you can basically say whatever policy that is terrible is good instead, and you get to feel good about yourself while no one gets to implement your policy. Like your terrible, terrible policy. Like, ugh. That's number one. Number two, like you can just blame other people if it turns out your policy was bad. Like I've seen people blame companies after like minimum wage was implemented, they had to fire a bunch of people. And it's like, you know, that's what we said. That's what people who oppose minimum wage said would happen, right? Like, that is exactly the problem of your policy. Like,
Getting brain blasted by puzzle game right now.
yeah. Anyway, like yeah. Anyway, like I said, if you want to learn things about the world that matter, reading a textbook is way better, or like gaining some sort of domain knowledge that's permanent is much better than like the news or something like that, or like blog posts. Yeah,
I don't really follow the news at all.
Yeah, that's good.
Because yeah, it feels less about reporting and more about establishing sort of
Narrative.
Yeah, narrative. But Oh crap, the time limit.
The time limit, what?
The time limit in this puzzle. And I'm about to hit it. It's impossible.
Is it a jumping puzzle?
No, I'm playing Picross. You know what Picross is?
No.
It's a game where you carve a figure out of. It's like Minesweeper, but instead of figuring out what the mines are, you figure out where they aren't. So you break the empty spots, and then when you finish, you got a picture.
Sweet. Is it a titty picture?
Not yet. It's a kid's game, so I don't think that's gonna show up. Fortunately.
I see. Not yet. We, become super progressive and.
Shivers. But yeah, I already failed the time limit for spin.
Oh no.
I don't really know what I'm supposed to be looking at to solve this puzzle. This is the first time I've gotten stuck so far.
Oh no.
Otherwise, it's a pretty straightforward game. Oh, duh. I'm an idiot.
Nani?
I solved it. I'm a genius.
Yes, and I can take credit now.
Your
I did.
your passive wandering led me to the right solution.
Yeah. Clearly.
Evidently.
That's just science.
Yes.
That's just science.
You know when Kefid was playing Celeste, he called you the old man.
He called me the old man?
Yeah, he was giving
Wait,
characters names, I don't know.
Oh.
But he was like, this
Old
guy's
man.
extremely newbie.
Old
And I misread
Old
your
lady.
name as Moogie, and I was like, why is he Moogie? And then he was like, no, not Moogie. Newbie.
I'm trying to think of the old man. Old lady? There's like an old crone character in there.
It's
And
the hotel
then
guy.
Huh? The hotel guy? Oh.
In Celeste.
I can totally see how he would think that I was the hotel guy in Celeste. We actually don't interact that much. It's so weird.
Oh.
I mean, it's not that it's weird that he's talking about me. It's so weird he has such a good read on me. like, get out of my head, Charles type. Yeah, weirdness, not like, what is this guy talking about?
Okay, puzzle done. This game's gonna get brain
I
blasting.
I should figure out. I should like at least get to Ascension 20 on everyone in Slay the Spire so that I can fucking play Baba Is You.
Oh man, Baba Is You is a game. I got it open right now, but I can't figure out this puzzle, so I'm playing something else.
Let's see.
Fucking ridiculous. Like I don't have any idea what I'm supposed to like be thinking about.
I'm hoping that I like somehow my programmer, whatever, would give me help, would help me, but like
Yeah, it's not going to.
That's foolish. That's foolishness.
It's very foolish.
Like
Very, very
the main
foolish.
reason why I didn't like immediately buy it is because like I'm like actually fucking terrible at Sokoban, like pushing puzzles.
It definitely does not feel like Sokoban at all. For the most part, and then there are some levels that do.
Yeah,
But those
like
are the worst levels, really.
yeah, like when I say I like atrocious at Sokoban, I mean like atrocious. Like stuff that wouldn't even register to you as like a Sokoban puzzle become like, ugh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I tried Sokoman for a little bit, and I didn't really enjoy it because I don't think it was clever. You just kind of figure things out by trial and error.
Yeah, I wonder if I don't know. Is Sokoban MP complete?
Sokoban what?
Is Sokoban NP complete? Can't figure out if it is.
Oh, is that like the
It's a programmer thing.
being able to I should Google it and find out what it means.
Okay. Okay. There are two. There's an informal definition which is helpful but inaccurate, and there's like a formal definition which is incomprehensible but accurate. Okay. The colloquial definition is basically like is verify. Okay. Are easy to verify things also easy to solve for, right? So NP complete means it's easy to verify the solution, but maybe it's hard to like come up with the solution, right? And what the official definition is that like given some problem which asks you a question, right? And assuming that the answer is approximately equal to the size of the question / the input, right? Is it possible to solve this in polynomial time with a non-deterministic polynomial machine? What non-deterministic means is that like if you have to pick like 5 different choices, right? You assume you pick the correct choice every single time you have multiple choices, right? Or alternatively, it travels down all 5 choices at the same time without requiring more effort from the computer, right? And polynomial, just like a polynomial machine, just means like you can write down like n, like let's say my question input size is like n, like 10, right? I can write down the solution in terms of like 10 squared, so in less than the solution size is less than like 100 times the size of the input size, or something like that. Non-deterministic polynomial. Yes.
Sounds complicated, man.
Yeah, but like in terms of, that's like the complicated definition. The simple definition in general, it's some question where you have some sort of constraint on your solution, right? So the canonical example is the traveling salesman question, right? As in like, let's say you're given a list of like 100 cities, right? You have to travel to each one exactly once, and then return to your original city, right? And the distance between each city costs a certain amount. It costs a certain amount of money and/or time to do it, right? Give me the solution which costs the least amount of time and/or money, which satisfies all of these constraints.
Okay.
Right? That is an NP-complete problem. Right? An example of a not NP-complete problem, a problem in P, which is like polynomial, is like sort of list. Sort of list is not NP-complete. It's easier than NP-completeness. Like, go to every single city and give me a good solution, as in like not the most optimal one, but very close to the optimal one, is also P. Right? Another P one is, do you know what a graph is? Like a node edge graph. Not like, no. Okay. Okay, it's like give me a bunch of DT, right, with a bunch of exits.
A bunch of what? You cut out.
Give me a bunch of DT3 rooms and exits, right? And a difficulty in terms of how to get to an exit, right? Return me all of the exits such that you can get to every single room. But you need to only have, between any 2 room exit pair, right? There's exactly 1 exit. right? So like imagine if there's like 2 exits in between like 2 rooms inside of the water temple, right? Get rid of one of them is like the form of the solution, right?
Okay.
Yeah, like, and the idea is that like you want to. It's like, why would you want? The idea is that you want to know like, oh, what is the minimum set of doors? If I could like arbitrarily clip through walls to get to rooms, what are like the minimum set of wall clips that I need to learn? Is like why this would be useful. Also, like internet routing, of course.
Oh yeah.
Like assume every single like connection except this one fails. What is the minimum set of connections that would make the internet still work?
Okay.
That is in P. That is not in NP. Yeah.
NP complete problems are an NP the set of all decision problems whose solutions can be verified in polynomial time.
Yes.
NP may be equivalently defined as a set of decision problems that can be solved in polynomial time. I should look up what polynomial time means.
Yep. That's P. In terms of what I was saying earlier.
Oh, big O notation?
Begonization?
Big O notation?
Yeah, big O notation.
Okay, yeah. I got it. You always want it to be like the least growth possible, right?
Actually, no. So like, not always. For example, like, let's say you know that you'll only receive small size data, right? That means you don't necessarily want the big O to be good. You want like its performance on the small size of data to be good, right?
Uh-huh.
Like big O is like, it's like a heuristic for like, how do you write an algorithm that's like pretty future proof, right? Because like oftentimes you have like small data now, but eventually grows to right? Like imagine you wrote an algorithm which was good for 10 people in FF, like for networking 10 people in FF14, but not for like 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Right? You want to have big O analysis be good on that.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But like the reason why you get such good performance is that oftentimes you add lots of like checks. Extra checks to verify correctness or to like optimize your solution space. Right? Whereas for like small data sets, oftentimes you can do ridiculous things to it. Like, oh, I'll just assume it's basically pre-sorted. So I'll use an algorithm which like is like would be completely fucking stupid to use on big data sets. Right? Because like I have less guarantee that a pattern will come in. But for small data sets, I can like basically just assume that there's some sort of pattern. Right? Or it's like it's a small data set, therefore the most important thing is cache coherency.
Cache coherency?
Basically your computer has like, when your computer like remembers something, okay, it can remember it in your hard drive, you can view it as like a data warehouse that's like 5 miles away from your home. Right? It can be in your RAM, which you can view as being in the same building as where you are, right? Or your cache, which is the same room you're in, and then there's like level 1, 2, 3 cache. So it can be either in your same like room, or on your desk, or like written in front of a piece of paper in front of you, right? And then there's like registers, which is like stuff that you yourself remember, right? So oftentimes when we talk about big O like notation, we assume like maybe the RAM's available, right? So it's like in your house, but like it's not in your room. So like you have to get up and go get it, but it's still like pretty fast to like solve it, right?
Uh-huh.
And like this is true because like the data is like really huge, so it makes sense to like store it in like a box in your house. You can like bring that box in, right? But if it's only like a handful of stuff that you need to remember, you can just put it on your desk. And like you can instantly just like look at the thing and you know like, oh, this is how I would do it. Right? Cache coherency is basically like you split your data into sufficiently small chunks that it can just always be on hand
So
and really fast access
that your data,
into
so in a
sufficiently
way
small.
that
Yes,
you can put it on RAM every single time you want to have access
not
to it,
RAM, in your cache.
or your cache.
Yeah, like
Oh,
RAM is faster than hard drive, and then
CACHE, not CASH.
yes, C A
Okay, everything
C
makes
H.
sense now.
Yeah. So like, a lot of techniques that are good for like humans to understand don't have very good cache coherency. Like oftentimes you want to like label your data, right? And then just like put it. You tell the computer like just put it somewhere. I don't care where. I just want this data available. So it'll put it in like RAM, right?
Uh-huh.
Because you haven't told it specifically that I want this available, right? And then like computers will do some smarter things, like, oh, I noticed that you're using this data over and over again, cache, right? But like maybe it wouldn't be in like one cache; it'll be like spread out a bunch of caches or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So like what cache coherency is basically like if you have like really small data, you make sure you put it together. You make sure that it's in like one region and they're all together. So it's really easy for your computer to recognize, oh, this is like data that's used often and is really small. So I can like just put it in an available location. Right? But it's like an optimization that you can't do if you're talking about big O. Because for big O, you have to be able to handle data of any size, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's like, and like sometimes you end up, sometimes like big O, like stuff is like harder to like think about. Like, yes, it's technically true that you have very good performance, but it's like impossible for programmers to debug. Because it's got like too many checks in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's Sunday, isn't it? I lost track of
Oh,
time.
what?
It's Sunday. I lost track of time
Yeah.
because I started summer vacation. I don't have to do anything now. I just chill
Oh,
until August.
sweet.
That's good.
Yeah, you should use that time to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, that's a plan.
And like when I say enjoy yourself, I don't mean like, I don't know. For me at least, maybe not for you, but like League is like very low quality enjoyment. Right? As in like I'm not like happy that I play like 50 hours of League. Whereas like if I watch like 50 hours of movie, I'd be like, yeah, I'd watch 50 hours of movies, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know that. I know most people think like that after they are done with League. They're like, why did I ever waste so much time on it? But I really feel
Yeah.
like, personally, I really feel like League is very introspective because it's all about
Yeah.
learning how to deal with making mistakes, how not to tilt at myself, how to deal
Yeah.
with shitty people every single game. So
Yeah,
I
I'm not saying that you should agree with me on this. I'm just saying that
yeah,
like you should like, hey, if it's high quality for you, then by all means like do it. But like
yeah,
my experience has been like when working, it's much easier. Like it's really easy to maintain low quality entertainment, right? But it's fucking impossible to do anything like high quality entertainment wise.
right, because
So
it takes
like,
more effort out of you.
yes, exactly.
And
Like I
League's
wish
definitely the kind of entertainment that's low quality for most people.
yeah,
Because you just do it because you don't have anything else to do, right?
yeah, exactly. And
But
that's
yeah,
how it was for me.
yeah.
Like,
For me,
by the way,
it's
I
the
thought this
total
even while
opposite.
playing League. The reason why I did it was because all my friends were doing it, and I couldn't talk to them otherwise.
That was
Yeah.
me with Final Fantasy 14 2 years ago, and then I just quit, so I stopped being addicted.
I see.
It definitely sucks when that happens.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
I'm not
like I
gonna let
quit,
a
and then
game.
everyone else quit very quickly afterwards.
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna let a game do that to me again. Yeah, the only reason I'm playing League is because I feel like it's like actually beneficial to me to learn how to learn,
Sure.
like get better. But yeah, I appreciate the advice because sometimes you need people to tell you that you're wasting your time for you to realize it.
What? No. Like framing it in terms of like wasting your time or not wasting your time is the wrong framing. Yeah.
So what kind of framing is it?
The thing is that oftentimes when you talk about wasting your time, you're making so you're like replacing the person's own value judgment with yours. Right, like you're basically saying the other person is not qualified to judge what a waste of time is or isn't.
Oh.
Right. Whereas
Yeah.
like a much better way of saying it is like, for example, hey, have you like actually thought about like is it a good use of your time? And you have thought about it, so like I can't say anything more.
Right.
Right.
Makes
It's like
sense.
I actually have like I just straight up have less information than you. Like as like how much you enjoy it or how worth it you feel. Right.
Right.
Like this is like unless I'm like your bud for like 30 years where I can like make statements such as like, hey, like you don't actually enjoy it, right? Like I mean, you know people who you have like that sort of relationship with,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Who like know you so well that they can say like, hey, I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but like I know you'll come to regret this because like look at all these past events, right?
Right.
Usually, but when they come to you, they wouldn't say it's a waste of time because they have actual information about like why you would think so.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But I like just a random nobody. I have no ability to like verify like what's good or what's bad, right? Like, or if I do, I can only say it based on a population level, right? Like maybe like 50% of like League players do that, and like I think it's appropriate for me to say that like, hey, most League players who quit thought it was a waste of time. That is like relevant information, right? But I'm not going to say that. So therefore, this definitely applies to you.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I know what you mean.
that's not how populations work. Like,
Yeah, you can't make a statement about one person based on general tendencies. Because I know my approach to League is completely different from most people's.
yeah, so like yes, of course. Then obviously the population level thing does not apply.
Yeah.
Thing.
Here we have Angel, who hasn't slept for a million hours.
I see. He should probably sleep, or he should chug more coffee.
Coffee.
I don't like coffee.
Coffee can be good for you.
No, I don't like it.
Why don't you like it?
I'm so sleepy. Oh my god. What did you ask?
Why don't you like coffee?
Okay,
I don't know. That's how I guess.
Why do you accept the fact that you don't like something without knowing why?
Is there some food you don't like?
Coke,
Why you don't like it?
because it tastes like shit.
Same.
I see. You could probably enjoy coffee if you had milk and sugar with it. I don't really like black coffee myself. But it keeps me awake, so it's good.
I actually liked the taste of coffee when I was a kid.
And now you don't?
No, I still do.
Uh,
It just gives me the jitters.
yeah, I don't like it at all. So I when I drink it, I always have milk and sugar. It's not a baby.
Oh my god, I usually take it black unless it's like bad coffee, in which case I have to add milk and sugar to it. Yeah. I don't like super sharp coffee. Yeah.
I don't really know anything about types of coffee because I only drink the coffee that my mom buys from the supermarket.
Is it instant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know how good instant coffee is, but I've heard people say that it's not so good.
I imagine. Instant
Yeah.
anything is never good.
Frey,
Yeah.
were you the one watching my stream?
I had you in the background, but I wasn't really looking
Okay.
at you
Yeah, I imagine.
because I was getting brain blasted by both this puzzle and newbie talking about programming and politics.
Oh, so deep.
Yeah.
What are you playing?
Picross.
Never heard of it.
Read the casual channel.
Mm. Oh, I remember Pokemon. What? Mm,
This is pretty intense.
Nobi, are you on your phone?
No. Oh, sorry, the fan's on.
Oh, you have a
It's
fan?
like right next to me. Huh?
You have a fan?
I have a fan, yeah.
That's so ghetto.
Why?
Because air conditioning.
Oh, air conditioning is expensive, and so like doesn't really make sense here in the Bay Area,
Uh,
where it's basically always nice. Like I basically only need to turn the and it's like very cool.
I love my air conditioning. It makes me feel cozy and comfy.
So it's like better than not having it, but like I don't know if it's worth like however much money it
Yeah,
would take to
that's true.
install it. And also I'm
Here-
renting, so like I'd have to like move it too. So
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Here it's already basically summer, so it's hot.
Well, here it's summer as well, so it's good to have AC.
Oh,
Pretty sure it's summer everywhere. That's
yeah,
not
yeah.
the wrong half of the
Yeah,
world.
yeah. Summer is the only season where I felt like where I feel like I wanna go.
You wanna go what?
I mean that summer is the only season where I feel like I like to the street. Well, more like the
Oh,
more than the street to the beach because it's so hot that my body demands it basically.
I see. I like summer because I don't have to do anything.
yeah.
I wish there were like sharks around. That
Yeah,
way, swimming will feel more exciting, more dangerous.
Also, Freya, maybe join you in the summer.
What do you say? I couldn't hear you.
Huh?
What do you say? I couldn't hear you.
I may be joining you in the summer lifestyle soon.
Oh, really? That would be
Yeah.
nice.
If everything goes well. If everything goes well.
I hope the best for you. Summer is cool.
Uh,
Well, summer is hot, so it wouldn't be cool, but it's also cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is gonna be my last summer for a while, I think, because I'm gonna have to take summer classes to catch up. Yeah. I wanna take advantage of it to do whatever I want. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Oh shit.
What's up?
I failed the puzzle.
Oh my god. Masaka.
Masaka.
バカなこと。
こんなことになるとは。
Konna tokoro ni.
こんなとこで何している？
こんな場所で何をしている？
ああ、
やらないか？
何？
ヘビの狩りだよ。
Don't you know that meme, Frey?
No.
Search
What are we doing on the bed?
on
Pop.
Google. Like it's basically a voice love, like really short, and there's a guy that's walking around a pub, and he finds a dude sitting on a bench, and that dude, like, you've probably seen the face. It's really famous. You should
やらない
you should
か
look it up. Yaranaika.
やらないか？ I'm gonna Google やらないか。
You
Hmm?
probably have seen the face.
Lol. Yes, I have. 俺たちの
That
萌
face
え、
is
スリー
that
プ。
face is basically an eros thing.
すごく大きいです。やらないか？
何
Cool.
が大きいですか？
Let's not spend any more time on that.
ああ、そ
It's so. I mean, I imagine it's so famous because it's like sudden and out of nowhere. The guy basically says right out of the blue, Yarnaika, to a guy that's walking around.
That's good. I should be.
And they obviously end up doing. They obviously do Yaru.
Losers.
うん。
I like how
Frey,
this game
have you
has
watched-
epic music. What?
Have you watched any anime recently?
No.
Any manga? Besides Zero Manga?
I read a webcomic. Does that count?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I get. Well, no, but I guess it's okay.
I think I tried to read a manga, but it wasn't interesting, so I looked for webcomics instead.
How was that manga called?
The what?
How was the manga you tried to read called?
I don't remember. If I remembered, I will tell you. Let's see, it's probably on my phone.
Was it like some obscure thing, or
I don't think so. Let's see, what's my manga reading app? There you go. Beast Master. It was about a
that
beast.
sounds like something obscure. I
It was a
don't know what.
shoujo manga about a guy who... Oh, I actually finished it. It was just super short. The shoujo manga about a guy who doesn't get along with people, except for this one girl who really likes pets, but all the pets hate her. So the only animal
So
that
he
likes her is this guy.
He acts as a pet. Oh
Yes.
My god. Oh my god. No, yeah.
The shoujo manga life.
Great, great.
This game has pretty banging music.
Game.
I was reading the backlog in Nihongo Daisuki, and you kept saying random shit that didn't contribute to anything.
Wait, what? What'd I do?
No, that's Angel, not you.
Oh. Oh, okay, that's... Oh, I heard random shit doesn't contribute to anything.
And then Brian
Look, it's
called
not
you
a
out
bad
on
heuristic. It's not a bad heuristic.
it.
What did I say? No one.
You pissed Brian off because he wouldn't shut up.
Wait, what?
I think he's so sleepy he doesn't comprehend what I'm saying.
Let's see. I wish Brian would listen to other people instead of special pleading for himself every single time.
No,
That's true.
I listened to you.
Hmm?
Like, I didn't really said many things. Anyway.
Yeah, you did. Like every single time there was a pause in the
No.
conversation, you were like, Pepega.
No.
You know what Pepega
that's
is?
not true. No.
That's fine, you'll learn sometime. Oh my god, these puzzles are getting so galaxy brain. Not enjoying it. Is this a low-level entertainment? Puzzle games that never end?
Like, I thought Wareya was gone. So when he talked again, I said Kiteru. And then I said yep, corroborating something Wareya said.
You don't need to
Brian
corroborate
wrote-
anything.
Then Brian wrote because, I mean, Brian wrote Bakos. So I wrote that because I thought it was funny. And then Brian said, Angel, please.
Yes, because it's annoying.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You don't get to decide what's annoying to others.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I understand you don't find it annoying. Other people find it annoying. You don't, like, you can say that, like, yes, it's annoying to you, but maybe other people enjoy it. You can't say it's not annoying.
It's fine,
I
you'll
don't
learn.
see it
after a
as
certain point.
something annoying. I mean, he had. O sea, uy. He
What's
had
up?
questions, I mean. So he got the sentence right, and I told him that I can help him. I can help you. Then I corrected him a bit, and I think that was it.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. But no matter what, these two are gonna be in. Oh fuck, I accidentally. Well, I guess I solved the puzzle by accident. I'm misclicking in the wrong thing.
No such thing as a misplay.
Exactly.
So only an opportunity to learn.
Only happy accidents.
Yeah, only happy
Bob Ross.
accidents. Yeah, Bob. Fighting game Bob Ross is precious.
Yeah, he really is.
No, nursery.
I like these puzzles that are only one layer deep. I don't like very deep puzzles because I have to constantly uh, change the scope.
How to basic.
You know, I have zero experience with basic. Probably a good thing.
I think the Mugi of programming once said something like, "Oh wait, no, it's not basic. It might have been Pascal. Like, people have been exposed to basic of like a mind virus and must be summarily re-educated."
Why did you try to translate my what I wrote to Japanese?
Why not? I had free time. I didn't have anything to.
Hmm,
And then I learned something new from Mugi correcting me, so it's all good.
everything is okay.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9. I know how to count.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
not everyone in
Well,
this world can be a count, or the next level up an accountant. Count means better in Latin.
Oh shit. My brain's getting blasted. Oh,
oh my
the
god.
3. Ba, 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 ba. This game's pretty fun. I hope other people get into it. And we can have Galaxy Brain sessions. One, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So no matter what, this middle one is going to be filled. Is that how that works? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. And I have a pattern that doesn't use the middle one. No, I cannot. So no matter what, the middle one has to be there. I'm a genius. The absolute madman. 700 IQ.
I watched 3 episodes of Detective Conan today. I have like 70 7,700 or something like that.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I think the show has oof, like 40 openings or so.
Wow.
Maybe they are more. There are like 20, think 20 or
20 what?
movies.
Oh shit. It's a lot of movies.
It's a lot of movies. Wow. It actually has 50 openings. Starting from episode 941 and unknown.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, da, ba, ba, ba. Game makes me so happy.
Same. What is that sound?
Isn't it Newbie's fan?
Oh,
You should try to channel his fan into your own room, and it'll feel good.
I turned off the fan.
no.
Be
I don't
comfortable.
mind.
I know these spots are gonna get really hard later on, but I don't know in what way the challenge will come from. Or like where the challenge will.
What the fuck?
What?
I was scrolling down on Twitter and a video of a mod, Dragon Ball E3, appeared and CJ, the main character of GTA San Andreas, it's in the game.
Lol.
It's
Oh shit,
gonna
here we
link it.
go again.
It's pretty.
That's all I know CJ for now. Even though I played San Andreas for ages when I was a kid.
Shit. Here we go again.
It's so good.
Shit. Here we.
Oh hey, I did
Yeah,
it.
it's pretty funny. I linked the video.
Let's see.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is pretty good. Why is it a thing that exists?
Whoops.
Why am I tired even though I slept well?
How dare you?
Lots of sleep. That baby didn't actually sleep well.
Good point.
I fall
Get
so
tested
asleep
for
right
sleep apnea if it isn't too expensive.
Oh shit.
Huh?
May I have sleep apnea?
Depends. If you like snore a lot, that's like a very strong, like, predictive factor for sleep apnea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I don't snore.
Yeah, if you don't snore, it's not that you don't have it. It's just that like you might have very mild versions of it. But like if you can't basically if you can't explain like why you're sleepy other than um like sleep debt that happened in like the last week or so, you might want to look into that. After I got treated for mine, my sleep needs went from like 9 to 10 hours to like 7 hours. So yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Maybe
and
something
also
is
I
up.
will, yeah,
Because I definitely need to sleep for like 9 or 10 hours so I don't feel like shit the next day.
okay, yeah. I mean, like to point out, people do have longer sleep needs. I'm just saying that in the past, I would like go to sleep for like 9 to 10 hours and still wake up not rested.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then like I went to Anime Expo and someone said that I snored. I was like, I should get this checked out.
Right.
Yeah, yes, Anime Expo, saving lives.
Anime. Anime always helps.
Yep.
Anyway, I have to. I'm gonna do Levi. Goodbye.
Alright, man. See you later, man.
Mhm.
Bye. Hoy no sé una gente, ¿no?
¿Ah?
Que no sé una gente.
No.
Sad. Y en el otro server no se une más gente.
Sí. Porque en ese servidor no hay cultura de voice chat. Entonces tenemos que ser los pioneros. Nosotros.
Mm. O sea, es básicamente un Teoku.
What?
Que esto que estamos haciendo es. Estamos haciendo ahora para el futuro.
Ajá.
No. Uy. Joder.
Madre mía, este puzzle es imposible.
It's impossible. Is it too big for your brain?
Yes. Y what am I missing? For the time's up.
So Baba is you hasn't trained you well?
Well, Baba is like extremely big brain to the point where I don't really comprehend it.
I've only played the free trial, like the demo.
Do you want to play the full game?
Yeah, but I'm poor.
Okay, let's see.
I was playing I played the demo of Itch.io. It was released in Itch.io and I think in other platforms. Where I don't know if platform is the right word.
Yes.
But I guess they were the first levels. Maybe in the final product they are changed or something. I don't know. I could start La Mulana now.
Okay, I bought you Baba ICU. You can play whenever you want.
Those, but no, don't do that.
It's not your choice, it's my choice.
But why do you do this?
Because you don't have any money to buy the games. And I
It-
also
it's
I wanna give the developer more money. Because it's a great game.
it's embarrassing.
Why?
Sad. That because I don't give you anything back.
You don't have to tell anyone that I gave it to you.
But nobody's gonna believe I
Well, you
have money.
then you spider it. Same thing. Oh wow, my brain is so small. I can't believe I missed that. Incredible.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. I'm so dumb.
Is that game for DS?
Yeah.
Mm,
So I'm using an emulator.
I watched a video of Kotaku. You know who Tim Rogers is?
Kinda.
And I think it was like the best games of 2008. And he plays it in number one a DS game that was honestly like very strange. I don't remember how it was called. I'm gonna look.
The brain training game?
No. It was like it had like elements of things. Let's see. Have you watched the one with Final Fantasy VII?
No.
You should. You should. Well, he also has a great voice. I love him.
Cool.
You should watch it. It is like honestly really funny. He makes some. He writes weird things like he has a lot of personality. Oh, it is called Bangai O Spirits.
The what of spirit?
Bangai, as if Bandai, but with a G.
Oh.
O Spirits. What is this? Oh, Treasure developed it. It seems.
Who?
Treasure. So I don't know if it still if they are active. Treasure. Treasure. Tesoro.
Treasure.
Treasure. Treasure. DS. Bueno, DS no. Games. ¿Esto qué? ¿Esto sigue o no? Parece que sí. Pues estos tipos hacen como hacen juegos así con sprites muy currados. ¿Sabes qué juego es el de Astro Boy de la Game Boy Advance?
Yeah.
Ese es de ellos.
Ah. Okay.
También Bleach de la DS. Estaba muy guay ese juego.
I see.
El Bleach Dark Souls. El primer Dark Souls.
Yo lo jugué mucho.
Yo lo tengo ahí en la estantería.
De hecho,
El
creo que lo
primero no
jugué
jugué.
online.
Sí, yo también lo jugaba online. Me daban palizas que flipas, pero bueno.
No me acuerdo si yo
No,
daba
nunca,
palizas. Si me daban palizas.
nunca jugué el primero, al de Blade of Fates, pero el Dark Souls bastante bien, la verdad. Lo recuerdo. Además tenía como suficiente margen mejorar como jugador. Está bastante guay. Aunque había algunos personajes un poco rotos. O sea, con personajes de animes. Tienes que ceder ante el fanservice un poco.
Ux.
Gunstar Heroes. Esos también tienen muy buenos sprites. Picross. Me quiero jugar al de Witness, pero jamás me iré. Estaba gratis, yo supongo que no está.
El de Witness.
En el Picross, sí.
Yo lo
En el
tengo, pero
Picross
no lo he
este
jugado.
que tienes que hacer. No lo he jugado. ¿Y eso?
Porque tengo muchos juegos que jugar.
¿Te da pereza?
Sí.
Hombre, es un juego que da un poco de pereza, la verdad.
Mira el stream de Picross y te darás cuenta de qué es lo que es.
No creo que lo entiendas solo viéndolo. Nonograma. Mi Wikipedia será más útil. Un recalcado consiste en colorear las celdas correctas de una cuadrícula. Con fin de revelar una imagen oculta. Uf, esto suena muy Big Brain.
No, es Minesweeper, pero más fácil.
Mm,
Buscaminas se llama en español.
ah. Sé que yo lo busco.
¿Qué?
Sé que tiene como. En realidad, que el Buscaminas tiene como. Que es como muy. No sé. Como un conocimiento muy oscuro en las minas porque todo el mundo. Random. Pero
Sí.
fijándote en los números y hay gente que los hace súper rápido sin que le.
Sí.
Bueno, no, es que si te vas a una mina pierde. Creo. Pero que lo hacen muy bien, vamos.
Para, pa, pa, pa.
Para, papá.
Wow.
Someone please come to the voice chat. We are.
Don't say that because I'm bored and I'm gonna go away soon to play some league or something.
Okay. Then I won't say anything. ¿Con qué personaje juegas? Bueno, igual no los conozco.
No,
Sad.
Ethereal y Kaisa.
Ah, sí los conozco. Bueno, no. La otra, ¿cuál? Real. Freya has muerto.
¿Dónde?
¿Qué te esté? ¿Quién has dicho aparte de
¿De qué?
¿Quién has dicho aparte
No te oigo porque tu tecnología es una mierda.
Sad.
Very sad.
Digo que quién has dicho aparte de Real.
Kaisa.
Kaisa,
Kaisa.
nombre de banco.
LOL.
Uy. Kaisa. No, esto no lo conozco. Con el Real sí jugaba yo. De hecho, lo maineaba yo a el Real. Supongo que ahora será diferente.
No, no ha cambiado nada. Bueno, cambió un poquito.
No sé, pero creo que cuando lo dejé yo, el Real estaba muy fuerte. Que metía mucho. Cuando lo dejé. Llegó un punto que me cansé de jugar Rankeds. Porque siempre perdía. Y dije, mira, pues ya está.
Porque eres small brain y no sabes cómo lidiar con gente mala.
No sé cómo se lidia con gente mala. A ver, si yo jugaba con un amigo. Y básicamente, no sé, 8 de cada 10 partidas, mínimo lo hacíamos bien. Y 2 lo hacíamos muy bien. Me acuerdo que íbamos, yo cogía a Shyvana jungla. Porque estaba muy fuerte la malla de espinas. Y entonces, básicamente, Shyvana era super tanque. Y además hacía un huevo de daño. Una cosa brutal. Y él se cogía a otros personajes. Entonces, y más o menos carrileábamos partidas, pero claro. Toca a gente que se desconecta. O te toca gente que no, que por lo que sea no se mueve. O te toca gente que está jugando borracha.
Lo de desconecta solo es como una vez cada 50 juegos. En realidad. Y los inters son como una vez cada 10 juegos. El resto de juegos los puedes cargar fácilmente. Bueno, yo me voy a ir yendo que tengo que ir a comer.
Ok.
Así que nos vemos después.
Bueno, después no creo porque estaré dormido.
O otro día.
Mañana.
Ajá. Chao.
Adiós.